Let's bring in Tom Verducci of Sports Illustrated. Tom, we were down this road a couple of weeks ago. What kind of punishment does Pineda get?
Yeah, I think he's looking at least 5 games and maybe as much as 10. And remember, Dan, that April 10th game, while nobody brought it up during the course of the game, the umpires were not alerted. Joe Torre, the vice president of the baseball operations, did speak with Brian Cashman about what we all saw on television. So if there is an official version of double secret probation in MLB, Pineda already was on it. So I'm not so sure this counts as first offense. I think the fact that he was pretty much warned about the April 10th incident should come into play when it comes to the suspension this time.
Why did John Farrell call him out?
I think he had no choice. I think it was that obvious. I mean, as Farrell said, going into this game, there was a heightened awareness about Pineda, what he might be doing based off the April 10th game. And in that second inning, I think the TV cameras, I know everybody talks about high def and close-ups, and the camera work is so good these days. I think the guy in the upper deck with binoculars could have seen it. I mean, even the Yankees had to say, you know what, he had to do it.
But why make it so obvious, Tom? You put it on your glove, you put it on your wrist, but you put it on your neck. I mean, you're basically saying, look at what I'm getting away with here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he didn't go to the proper instructional school because everybody does know how to do this. I mean, guys put it on their belt and they'll put it in the bill of their cap. They'll put it inside their glove. I mean, and you don't use that much either. You don't need that much. So the volume of it and the area where he put it, I mean, it's farcical. I mean, I don't know how those guys on the mound, including Jeter and Brian Roberts and Jerry Davis, how do they keep a straight face?
Is using pine tar cheating?
No, I'll equate it to driving about 56, 57 miles an hour in a 55 mile an hour zone. Are you speeding? Yes. Are you going to get stopped? No. If you're blatant about how fast you're going above 55, yeah, you're going to get stopped and you're going to get a ticket. That's what pine tar is about. I understand, and people do agree with this, Dan, that it's more about getting a grip than it is about making the ball do funky things. But when you have that much pine tar, and it's that obvious, it does call into question, what is he really trying to do with the baseball? It's not just, I'm afraid I might hit somebody if I don't have a grip aid with me.
Well, it almost sounds like that's a headline for Pineda. Get a grip. Like, really, get a grip on your career, dude, because, don't make it so obvious. But now, the retaliation. How long before Joe Girardi is going to say, let's check out one of the Red Sox pitchers, because they do have a little bit of a history here of perhaps putting something in their hair. Those who have long, stringy hair, Buchholz and company. So, do you think Girardi returns the favor soon?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a given that he will. I think it has to be a situation where it's analogous to the obviousness of Pineda's infraction. In other words, remember last year in Toronto with Clay Buchholz, and he had the sunblock from his wrist all the way up near his bicep. I mean, nobody does that. Everybody just has a dab of it on the back of their wrist. And that was so obvious. I mean, he didn't get called out by the Blue Jays, but it became a public issue. If that should happen, yes, Joe Girardi will see that as a door being open to say, hey, we're going to call you out after you called us out. But I don't think he's going to do it on spec. I don't think he's going to look at Buchholz with the wet hair and say, go out there and check him, because the Yankees understand they can't defend Pineda in this situation. They believe Farrell and the Red Sox did the right thing.
Tom, we appreciate you joining us on short notice.
You got it, Dan. Thank you.
All right, Tom Verducci, senior baseball writer at Sports Illustrated, wrote a great column at SI.com about this.